I don't believe you not one even a little bit.
I've literally
Everybody
killed the
fuck.
same people that you think are cheating, and they're like very regular people.
Sorry, dude. I know there's cheaters in here. I don't care what you say, dude. I said aimbot. It's not cheating aimbot, but aimbot's not considered cheating in this
No,
game.
what? It is.
No, it's not. They don't consider aimbot cheating in this game.
That's completely false information. Yo, it's your boy Jada Blaze in the motherfucking building, baby. It once again has been a little minute, 2 months since my last video. Jeez, sorry. Life has definitely been lifing to say the least, but I'm living, breathing, working, and I have a roof over my head, so I'm grateful for that. And you know, you should be too. No matter what you're going through, just trust me, everything's gonna be great. Now, whether you're new here or not, I'm happy you're tuning in to chill with your boy. You feel me? You feel me? Today, I'm going to be talking about something that is always a hot topic in not just the gaming world, but Call of Duty especially, and that's cheating. And when I say cheating, I mean hacks that provide an unfair advantage such as walls and aimbot, not things like unlock tools, VPNing, or 2-boxing, as those don't really provide a competitive advantage. Those are more so exploits and stealing in terms of the unlock tool. As the title suggests, the COD community might play a role in how big the cheating situation has become. Now, before some people get their thong tied in a knot, I want to preface by saying that this video isn't to attack the average player or to insult anyone's intelligence. It's simply to point out some statistics and shed some light on topics within the cheating situation where people may be misinformed. For example, there's been a growing belief that all streamers, especially those with larger followings, are without a doubt cheaters. And I hate to break it to anyone who wholeheartedly believes that, but it's simply not true. I will say though that I can't necessarily blame those people. There has definitely been a noticeable uptick in cheaters this year, so it wouldn't be unreasonable for people to raise a comically large magnifying glass to their monitor when they think that their death was a little sus. But for the last 3 years, the Call of Duty community has spiraled into a huge abyss of unproductive skepticism. So I'd like to talk about why and hopefully clear some stuff up. First, it's only right to talk about the system responsible for protecting us from cheaters, and that's Ricochet Anticheat, obviously. Now, you may or may not have seen Call of Duty's latest blog posts giving a community update about their anti-cheat. They went over some interesting stats along with addressing certain topics for the first time, overall shedding light on some things that they've kept us in the dark about. Instead of reading the entire blog post to you, I'll be highlighting and going over sections that are important/relevant to what I'm talking about in the video. So they begin the blog by giving an update on their accomplishments. They've caused over 20 cheat makers and dozens of cheat resellers to go out of business, and they've banned nearly 250,000 accounts since the launch of Black Ops 6, which I think we can all agree those are huge wins and a step in the right direction. The next thing they mention is the reporting system and a UI update to the kill cams. Now, here's where it starts to get interesting, and it's a little funny honestly. They straight up just say that most of the reports they receive are inaccurate, and on top of that, 60% of total reports received are against console players. Just let that sink in. They do acknowledge that cheaters on console do exist, but they're an extremely small portion of the COD community, let alone the cheaters that do plague the game. PC players are much more likely to have their account looked into because they are primarily the ones that have easier access to these cheats. That being said, 60% of reported players being on console means that the remaining 40% are on PC. And if we're being really generous and say that 20% of the reported PC players are cheating, that means that around 80% of all the reports are false. And that percentage is way too big, especially for a community that overall complains about cheaters as much as we do. That percentage just goes to show the sheer amount of people either blindly reporting out of spite or just not really knowing any better. To hopefully combat that high percentage of false reports, they're implementing more widgets in the kill cam that provide more context for the situation you were in when you got unalived. Things like saying you were live pinged, under a UAV, and even shooting an unsuppressed weapon, which results in you showing up on the minimap. This is a great change and really gets the player to consider all angles of a situation before they report someone because they think that person is walling. But come on, let's be real. The Call of Duty community is possibly the most petty, immature, insecure, and toxic group of gamers on the planet. So I won't be surprised to see people still spam reporting despite having all the evidence of their demise shoved in their face. The last thing I'll mention from their blog is their first time ever talking about the limited matchmaking system, aka Shadowbanned lobbies. And if you're unfamiliar, it's basically Activision putting your account in timeout while they review your account for anything fishy. And if they find nothing, you'll get out of that timeout. If they do, then you're banned. They provide some background on this process and its purpose by saying it's a necessary part of the anti-cheat and serves as an immediate reaction to the detection of suspicious activity. And they also state that being in this state doesn't mean someone is for sure cheating, more so that alarms were raised. And that alarm could be tripped by a major change in an account's behavior or a new account having crazy stats. Now, this is where I think that they're not necessarily telling the entire truth. Maybe they do have newer systems in place that allow the anti-cheat to detect changes in behavior and impossible stats, but as someone who's been shadow banned damn near 30 times since last year, I can tell you from experience that the main way to get shadow banned is to be reported a certain amount of times. I would wipe a whole team and have a high chance of being shadow banned right after if they all decide to report me. And if you're skeptical on that, here's some clips of that exact thing happening to me.
There's a lot of people, I think, in front of us, though. I'm a little bit behind you.
Cody?
Yep.
Right here.
He's dead. One behind you. Got him.
I got one.
One on top of us coming down. Look to your left, Gina.
Waiting.
Dead.
What building? You gotta ping.
Somewhere up here, bro.
Oh!
Somewhere up here.
Disconnected?
What happened?
No, don't tell me I got shadow banned again.
Cracked one. There's another one shooting at me though. I killed one. Right on me. Downed another one. I need help. I got the last one. Sorry about that, Lan. Damn, I tried to shoot it.
Down behind a truck.
I got shadow banned, bro.
Super fun times!
Whenever this happens, it would be damn near impossible to find a game because they're only going to kill you with other players who are also shadow banned. The only playlist where you can occasionally find a lobby would be Resurgence or small maps in multiplayer. When you finally get into one, they look something like this. It's two of them. It's literally a whole squad of them. So dumb, bro.
Nice! This is sick! I love this experience for me!
Now, obviously, this isn't a good or fair experience for any legit player. This mostly happens to highly skilled players as they tend to get reported more often, but even players with lower KDs aren't safe from this process because anyone can get reported. Call of Duty has received feedback and backlash for this, but they obviously don't care because instead of addressing innocent players being caught in the fray, they instead say that Shadowbanned players make up 0.15% of the Call of Duty population, almost insinuating that it doesn't matter because it's not affecting everyone, especially not the majority. Regardless, the overall goal of this process is to put cheaters in the same lobby away from the general public, which at a glance sounds like a great idea, but that becomes a problem when innocent players are thrown into this chaos due to false reporters. Yet the first step of the anti-cheat relies solely on them. That's like the annoying kid in class getting you in trouble. Yeah, so how much you weigh, baby girl?
Oh, Jaded Blaze is over there talking to my crush. I must not let him riz. Miss Blizzard, Jaded threw a desk at me.
What? I'm literally across the room from you. Everyone would have seen and heard me do that. Jaded, go to the principal's office. You're getting detention for a week. What? Why? He's obviously fucking lying. Hey, watch your mouth, man. Now it's 2 weeks. So you're just gonna throw me in detention with no evidence? He's blatantly lying. If you open your mouth again, you'll get a punishment worse than death. I don't even have a mouth. No more BBWs for you. Fuck! Anyway, that's the general process Ricochet goes through to identify a cheater. In my opinion, putting people into these Shadowbanned lobbies while your account is being reviewed shouldn't really even be a step. I mean, think about it. What's stopping them from just reviewing your account without putting you in timeout? Let's use that same classroom analogy. Some dork lies to get me in trouble, and the teacher puts me in detention without hesitation. But the teacher could have had the cameras checked before making that decision. Instead, they threw me in detention for a week, then afterward decided to check the cameras and say, LOL, my fault, bro. The detention was completely unnecessary because the teacher was going to check those cameras anyway, yet I was still punished despite my innocence. People will instantly report someone after having a completely reasonable death. Using their right to report as a weapon, they angrily flail around when things aren't going their way, and we can obviously see that from the overwhelmingly large percentage of false reports that Activision receives. Now, obviously, not every one of those false reports is based in spite. There's a good amount of players who genuinely believe that they lost to a cheater, when in reality they just came across a skilled player. There's a couple of factors that play into this process of thought, the main ones being skill-based matchmaking and just general misinformation. Firstly, I think that skill-based matchmaking shows us that the people who consistently call people cheaters are on the lower to middle end of the skill spectrum, which happens to be the majority of the Call of Duty population. Now, don't be upset or offended, it's a video game, it's completely fine to be within those areas of skill, the same way I'm not good at keeping a relationship. Okay, maybe that's something different. Anyway, what I'm getting at is lower to average skilled players tend to cry wolf way more than they are actually encountering that wolf. Based on the SBMM process, Call of Duty queues players of similar skill level into lobbies with each other. The better you do over time, the more you will be matched against sweatier players. The worse you do, the more you get matched with lower skilled players. So the average lobby for a .80 KD player is nowhere near the same experience as the average lobby of a 4.0 KD player. Since cheaters have higher stats, they naturally get into sweatier lobbies. It's still possible for a lower skilled player to run into cheaters, especially ones on fresh accounts, but it just happens a lot less than they think. Also, lower skilled players are so used to being fed their own level of lobbies, they don't have much experience going against someone on the other end of that spectrum. So when they die to a skilled player, they're way more likely to think that they are cheating, because they just can't fathom that level of aim and game awareness being possible. Now, if you're still listening to me ramble, you might think I'm just glazing great players, but I'm simply stating facts that I know are true, especially since I can speak from my own experience. I have a 4.7 KD in Resurgence, 5.7 in BR. I get called a cheater almost every time I play the game. Telling you these stats isn't to brag, it's to prove my point that when I get kills on people who are clearly less skilled, their immediate reaction is to report me.
I lied on this. This guy says I'm a hacker. How? I landed on you with your vector today. Like, I don't understand. Word, why? Explain how I'm a hacker. Aimbot and wall hacks is what he's accusing me of. Nuts.
But even with all the evidence and context in the world, there will still be people who will die on the hill believing that all streamers cheat, or even all players above a certain KD cheat. Although there have definitely been instances of some streamers getting caught for cheating and banned as a result, that's a very small percentage of streamers. The hyperbole of all or even most streamers cheating is wild, and I believe hacker hunting has had a big impact on that belief. Since Warzone 1, channels like Call of Shame and Bad Boy Beeman have had a big influence on hacker hunting and the cheating paranoia. Now, the principle of wanting to find and expose cheaters is something I think everyone can definitely support, but the way some of these people go about it can end up doing more harm than good. And they've been able to manipulate and capitalize off of people's frustrations, resulting in those feelings being amplified year after year. And I won't jump too deep into that topic because that can be a whole video, but I will play a debunking example from a creator called COD in 4K, who has tons of videos on his channels just proving various hacker hunters wrong.
Questions must be asked. Was Metaphor walling? You can clearly see him targeting the exact location of FaZe Dirty, tracking him through the smoke.
Today we're going to debunk a sus clip posted by Call of Shame, accusing Metaphor for using wall hacks. After looking at the clip, it definitely seems sus. However, this is probably the shortest debunk video I've done, because it's so easy to explain. Currently we're watching FaZe Dirty's point of view, but let's take a look at Metaphor's.
Nice.
Get in, get in, get in.
Coming.
They're coming out the front door right here on me.
No, let me in.
I downed you.
So there you have it, debunked.
Cotton 4K does an amazing job breaking down some of the mechanics and providing as much context as possible to prove that these instances of so-called cheating are just regular gameplay. I truly encourage you to go watch that video because it's an hour-long compilation of just straight debunks against some of the most well-known hacker hunters like Call of Shame, Bad Boy Beeman, and a handful of others. So I'll leave that in the description if you want to go click on that and check it out. But yeah, now with all of that being said, I want to reiterate that this video was not made to attack a certain group of the COD population. I wanted this to serve more as an informational video where stats, relevant information, and personal experiences are presented in a way that can hopefully inspire some more thought in the role we as players can have in the fight against cheating. With the way it is currently, we're only drowning in our own paranoia and skepticism, and that shows with the staggering amount of false reports Activision says they receive. And I understand that in the moment we may be frustrated, but I want to remind us all that it's fine to lose a gunfight, it's fine to not be great at the game, it's fine to not win every game. We need to consider all angles and be able to say, damn, I got slammed, GG's, and then just move on with our day. Hopefully that can lead to skill actually being respected again, and us not pointing fingers at each other, but instead of at the cheaters that are still getting away with it. Anyway, if you've made it this far into me yapping, I just want to say thank you for watching the whole vid, baby girl, come on. As a gift of my appreciation, here's a fun compilation of me dying to cheaters in the last year, so I guess it includes last year's title and this year's. But anyway, I hope you have a great day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.
What? Bro. Wait. No, that's fishy. That looks crazy. He's really sticking on every single person. No! It's the Gold Drake guy, guys. Nah, it's the cheater. I just want to spectate him. Like, this is insane. Through the smoke, pistol killed me. It's like, what, bro? I'm getting up to this other house. Oh my god! There's no fucking way! Oh my god! There's no fucking way! Damn. Yo, I'm gonna fucking lose it. I got double headshotted already. Damn. No, he might be cheating. He's cheating. He has to. He's cheating. Let's see. I need to see this kill cam. He's level 14. He picked up an SVD. Literally just snapping on the heads. Wow. The game just started. Damn. I got where the fuck did I get sniped from?
He's level 1. I think he's cheating.
Oh no, he's literally cheating.
Yeah.
What the fuck? No, come the fuck on. Okay, the nigga know, like, that's insane. Oh, he's cheating! Wait, no, this guy's literally cheating. Oh my god, no, he's cheating his ass off. What the fuck, bro?
Oh, you almost got shat on. How did he kill me? Oh, he's a cheater. Look at this, same bro. Wow, bro. It's a whole team using Sidewinders. It's two of them. It's literally a whole squad of them. It's so dumb, bro. Nice! This is sick! I love this experience for me. Oh, wait, he's cheating too!
I told you. You
Wow! Yo, cheating for them to still lose is fucking nuts.